Alright, hey guys, so this is my review for the Icon Overlord Long Gloves. Sadly, I don't think they're in production, as I said before. And here's the review of it. Alright, so at the front here, you have kangaroo leather, and all of the black parts that you see in the camera right now, all the black parts you see are cowhide. So you have that extra protective layer, but because the kangaroo is mainly in your fingertips as well as the sides here, you are able to, so you would be able to feel your controls a lot better. And for the protectiveness, kangaroo actually needs a less, like a not as thick layer of kangaroo could do the same protective job as a thicker cowhide. What that means is, so yeah, as I said, you can feel the controls a lot better because they just put in a thinner layer of kangaroo, and that would do the same thing as a thicker layer of cowhide. They also feature some TPU protection for the knuckles. It's a split knuckle, not individual knuckles, but just split. So it's split between your pinky and your ring finger, as well as your index and your middle. And that allows you to have a good fit, because then depending on how big your knuckle bones are, it'll fit quite a wide range of sizes. And yeah, and for each individual joints, like on your fingers themselves, you actually have these TPU protectors that allow you to protect your joints there too. They have really good intake for air. They have two big channels for the two knuckles here. You have the two intakes there. You have for each individual finger protectors, TPU protectors, they have their own intakes as well. It comes to for the vents. There's one right at your wrist joint, so right here where you see that flap. One of those flaps, it's not for decoration. You can use that to pull on your glove as well, but the main purpose of that is actually to vent out the air that rushes in through the knuckle guards. That's the whole purpose of that. Yeah, so then talking about your forearm portion, because this is a long glove, it's actually quite warm. It could get quite warm. But also at the perforations here, behind this flap, right there, the perforations, that actually has a lot of air venting out as well. So it's a very well ventilated glove. This is a track legal or a track appropriate glove because there's an ulna protection. If I could just turn my hand right there, there is a TPU to protect your ulna bone for whatever reason you need it to protect your ulna bone. There's a standard cuff and then a standard wrist lock cuff thing. Talking down at the bottom, that you're covered with perforated leather as well. So right down here, that's perforated leather. And the reason why I chose this is, chose these pairs of gloves versus the other gloves, there's several reasons. One of which was it was actually on sale when I was looking for gloves. They were doing a clear out sale for Revzilla.com, and the clear out sale basically got like $45 off of these gloves. They're just over $100 when I bought them. I think it's $105 if I remember correctly, but if we are talking about American dollars, so $105 is not cheap, but it's not that expensive for gloves that have ulna protection and all those other track needed performance. It's a pretty thin glove, so you can actually still wear, so it's summer gloves, but during winter or early riding seasons, because I ride from about February, end of February, so March all the way to August, maybe even September, October. It does get pretty chilly all the way down to, the lowest temperature I've ever ridden in was about I want to say -2 degrees Celsius, but it's probably more like 4 degrees Celsius It's just that once I was going at speed, that's when it got pretty chilly with all the wind speed added in. But what I did was wear mittens underneath, and that solved the problem. My hands still felt the wind, so it's still pretty chilly, but it's nowhere as chilly as it would be without my mittens. So yeah, that's basically that. Anything else I could talk about? Oh yes, again, I am 5'7", 155 pounds. My hand size is pretty big for my own build, actually. I would say I have pretty large hands, and I wear a size large for these gloves, or so I think. I will caption it if that is wrong. So yeah, I wear size large for these gloves, and another reason why I chose these is because the black and white, as I said before, I like it when it complements my motorcycle's color scheme and all that. Not just my motorcycle color scheme, but all my other gear, so my boots, my helmet, my jacket, all those other things. It's all black and white, except for the only exception is the kangaroo, which only comes in yellow. That's how they denote it as kangaroo leather versus cowhide or other kinds of leathers. I've never really had a problem in terms of temperature for these gloves. They're really well ventilated. In fact, right now, as I'm riding at like 70 kilometers per hour, heading onto a bridge, I can feel air just rushing through. But if you go for the short gloves, so there is a version, basically they cut it from where the wrist is. They call it the Icon Overlord Short Glove. If you cut it from where that is, it's going to be even more ventilated because it's shorter. You don't have that part that rides up into the sleeve. So yeah, it's really personal preference at that point. So I actually still like them. On really hot days, and I'm talking about like 28, 29 degrees Celsius, I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, then I would think these gloves are a bit too much. But yeah, so I want short gloves when it comes to those times, but in Vancouver, not a lot of days would you reach up to temperatures of that degree. Maybe like 10 days in the summer, you'll have temperatures upwards of 28, 29, maybe 30, 31, but not a lot. So that's why I chose these gloves. So yeah, they do get dirty relatively easily, especially the kangaroo. It's been marked with blackness by my handlebars. It's something normal. It happens to whatever gloves you get as long as it's kangaroo. The color will rub off onto the kangaroo leather. It's just something you have to deal with. So yeah, that is pretty much the review of these gloves. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about these gloves or riding or anything of that, just drop me a line in the comments and I'll try my best to get back at it. So yep, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.